An endless pot of federal money, hundreds of sites across the state, and one family saying they help prepare thousands of meals but haven't been reimbursed properly. What started out as a complaint against one sponsor to KARK4's Marcy Manley led us to look into how effectively the program is managed when millions of dollars are in play. Marcy, this is a massive program across our state.
Yeah, it has several hundred locations and a lot of complicated paperwork to make it function properly. What we found were some organizations weren't meeting even the basic requirements, but were still approved to participate.
Canned goods stacked in the garage.
This is all the paperwork for
and a filing cabinet stuffed full. The remnants of a season as subcontractors in the summer food program for Donna Daniel's sons.
They did the job. The employees did the job. They were never late. They were on the sites.
Carl Daniel's contract with Child Care Community Outreach to serve a half-dozen sites canceled in mid-July over what they describe as an ongoing issue with late or incomplete payments from the nonprofit.
She just kept saying that she didn't have the money in her account.
Now in November, they say they still haven't been reimbursed the total amounts by President Terry Baker.
I have all the canceled checks to show where I have paid them.
Baker's group, where Donna had been employed, received more than $80,000 in reimbursement and advancements this year. Baker saying this wasn't a matter of cash flow, but of the Daniels paperwork.
If the documentation was not turned in properly, then I would have to wait and request that they send in all documentation that matched.
She started trying to blame that we weren't doing the paperwork right or we didn't turn it in. When we would make copies.
We began our investigation, looking into how DHS reimburses nonprofits that participate. But as we dug, we found problems with the nonprofits' paperwork. According to guidelines, Child Care Community Outreach was required to have tax-exempt status from the IRS to be a summer food sponsor. But the IRS revoked its status in May 2013 for failure to file tax forms for 3 consecutive years before it was ever approved to participate by DHS.
Yes, it had to be a 501c3, yes.
Program Director William Lackey saying the database his department uses, Melissa Data, showed the group to be in good standing both in 2013 and 2014.
When we ran the information, we didn't get the revoked status.
A memo from the USDA dated in 2011 specifically instructs sponsors be checked against the IRS auto-revoked list to verify information.
We run it, and if it shows that they're good, then it's approved and we move on.
Lackey saying his department was unaware of Child Care Community Outreach's revoked tax-exempt status until we raised the issue in September.
That's when we started digging into it, and it's like, okay, we need to pay attention to this and try to figure out how we can stay on top of it.
The only time there was a red flag raised was when they got an email.
The department auditor and manager were aware as of July 25th when Donna Daniels sent an email
Us, our nonprofit, we are able.
inquiring about the group's status, which was forwarded to Terry Baker.
Even after, if they said that they didn't find out, we know that I emailed them and they still allowed her to bill.
Baker's group not the only one. We found 3 other nonprofits approved as sponsors, receiving thousands of dollars despite having their tax-exempt status automatically revoked.
Reach out to the IRS to see if there's a better way for us to pull these.
Roughly another dozen groups don't appear on the IRS tax-exempt list, and in some cases didn't appear on the Secretary of State's website either. The total given to those groups in 2 years, about $500,000.
If the agencies don't report to us that they've got an issue with the IRS, then we have to find it.
According to Lackey, the summer food program has exploded in size over the past few years. In 2009, the state had 313 site locations. This summer, it closed in on 1,200.
Then I'll break those down. I'll make sure what.
Still, he feels his staff has grown and is handling the program appropriately.
With the new staff, we're staying on top of checking and double checking.
Donna Daniel isn't so sure, saying she and her family are paying the price to work in a program meant to help hungry kids.
How could something good turned so bad.
Without much to show for it, but gobs of green beans and a garage full of unused forks.
Baker submitted her paperwork to have her tax-exempt status reinstated on September 30th. At this point, audits of her program have not been completed, and DHS saying it couldn't speak to the payment issues alleged by the Daniels. Back to you.